to forcing. Just say in some no say man mismanage this economy beyond repair. Now so far strategies ne nyoma mudi agu akwan so I say ade na gye munsem muhu eyi kra mfa kro wa nhyɛ mu sɛ de bɛn de bɛn nti nyoma nhyɛ da nkoyi
obi menya kwenya tie nyama Dr. Atoforsen eka bi na ba ko mienu no meyi ano na yetime asua kona ansa na meyi na no yaka ayekoso eka sɛ senia ye sika ensem entutie eti okroye mu no broni beka we are caught up in a vicious cycle just say bibia yakoso ye say ye intimi break fisa cycle na every now and again no ye beba be do mpempen so ya ye wo nei okoso refer ye into ebra ye call hepic because na a car na ye di at the time no e do unsustainable levels and no was in 2001 and then yaba back 2022 2023 we are back in the same level in between time no ye sika samun to 2015 ye ko IMF ye hwa ye say Ghana ya ko IMF 17 times ne nyina no every time e be ko IMF for no e che ye sika to ye ensem NCE ni nti ne ye ko IMF for see ye koje respite and I say ye kope baby I betimi ahome kakra na yetimi edi ye sika entutu ye ebeka ebetimi aba on the right path na make akosi no me pese me de bibi eye emfato ho wo hwe afia ye bra mu 2023 o mayi ye sika enhihye wo hwe a sika na beba aban afutuom ne nyina 143 billion sika ye be expenses no o de bomu a 190 billion emu no nyama mienu bi outstanding a che say omo na main expenses are echo ebi ni wages and compensation eno ko a 44 billion and even 45 billion 44.9 and this was interest payment no 52.5 billion 52.5 billion. That's interest payment. Okay. Sana NPP ebeba bemu. Oman penyen John Dramani Mahama a call parliament ko catch and say ya we nam na kusi dompe because sika eba aban futrum no ode nyama miensa na ni nyina asa nyama ya make you ye debt payment and answer busia ya bone hu si hu eka we hwe aban adwumayefo aketua and a third one ye transfers statutory transfers to fancy a year na chese bibia asa as a buy or mine no bibi sipe na wo se ye hwehwe sika efi other sources and san ye betimi etua nyama enti aye structure bia ewo ho si ye ntimi break sa structure na ye bekoso akoso sa eba ya betimi akwa IMF na yakope respite se nya ye ne fund no enya yinkete hu sisi ya ye betimi aba agreement IMF de omde be maye no omde be maye nye de siesi ye physical policy no now so say ye be changes our structure no it takes a lot of guts to say the ye person ye be ye no send ye be ya ye ka ye di no ye will reduce it to sustainable levels send ye be ya aban no ebenya space in the budget ne ya hwe man no so timem for yeso yenkoso ehihia ebetimi ato ho se ne be ya ochina ye china bi no bibi esi a ye betimi aboye ho ban ebia nyama bi te say agenda 111 ya yeke se ne be ya so ye hihia ho because covid amba and you know how exposed we were when it comes to the health sector and we have to invest in those sectors for us to be able to invest in those sectors no e was ye sika ehihia tutie enna ho Eba bem 2017 ko check a year wo me record parliament first budget debate me I spoke about debt sustainability on the first budget debate in 2017 about March 2017 Emma Beka at the time can be calculate the debt per capita just say where ye car ye di ewo omemo no wo hwe Ghana ni bia e car na e danity so because ye be asabofra no na just why inherit debt no it is anye bibi amfa ho a every now and again no ye ho yebeko ahokyere mu tese de yekomu na de hadwen kran no say kan say bibi ebesi amanone ana say global issues bi ebeba na che say ye exposed sana afi na we are found wanting enti de ye ne no and just say yeah because ye fi say ye be kriti ahokyere ana de bi ye bibi ehia I say wonya malaria no. Enka some time ago no na chloroquine any malarix enyo pa ena kra cambo bi abai malaria medication still an enyo but so one no do na enyo unto ubetime decide say me fa paracetamol over time it will bring down the pain the crack but the parasite na wo mogem sa structure na ye running see anye bibi break sa structure na every now and again e ho beba.
Yeah, but that structure, no, that's why the Ghanaian people queue to vote for government.
Certainly.
And government are given the power to deal with that structure. No?
Certainly, I agree with you.
It's been 6 years.
It's been 6 years. Within the 6 years, so the brain starts here. You realize, say debt to GDP, no, it came down to about probably 57% or something from where we took off for. Until sa external exposure see are making. Bibi bete Remonacha and some say Russia Ukraine Ederson and no be na sika Russia Ukraine edi tua pensions and salaries and then if or more if US ni other NATO members are almost put two funds together to keep the country going. That is what's happening in there. But ye nya bibisa ye linking and say Ghana as a country. Yeah, making policy options. Policy options. Been another day. In 2007, we're one of the very first African nations. They decided say we are going to go to the Euro market to be able to deal at an arm's length. Because look, no crepa so people bilateral and multilateral loan. Or no chair wa there was the coin. Now so say one kasa utimi eco Euro market. Now we say afi we you know. Say sika na me pay Euro market. Na say sika ya me pay no. Say na me tua no. Utimi enya wo ho. Etimi eka say nyama na ehia me ewo me krum. Enti sika ya meje anasa busuan ya me bo no. Say nyama na me de ebe eno ma of South freeway. Na wetimi plan wo development. Enti ene yes our policy option. Enti say country be yes our policy option. Na country na eda so ye multilateral bilateral a lot of times. Obebi South na dey na Togo ne ye neighbor say a policy option ayo. The way I ye be your system no more am we are safe na nyina. Enye country be anet sa. Which francophone countries is so cry. Their economies are by far it's managed from Paris. By ye no ye cry ho. And ye making options as say any person yesika enhihye echo. Until we have to live with some of the repercussions. But in America be we've made this options until we break this cycle of our debts being reduced to sustainable levels. You know, every now and again we'll come round it. A day yeah. They said debt exchange a day pan yeah. Usha a car or mine no edino. E wo mu el romie no. They domestic. Ye Ghana for more excess cash na aban pesika edi abo aban busia eno ye domestic within ourselves and that external one also amanone for any omudi ensan so ewo yesika nhihye mu enti the two no and equal together ye don pempenso ehu say ye timi anye bibi amfa say busia ye ho either domestic and as external na ebe hadwen because afi we nko a interest payment ayetu 52 billion. 52 billion. And can say when we experience bibi to say exchange rates na yenya between September, October, November na every time now yam shisho because one bo busia kra no na ensi hu na wutua no na ekoso. One bo busia no kra na public debt levels ekoso. Ye wo memu ebra cedi dollar no ekodu be 15. Your public debt ekọ be 400 billion. Yenya hwe no ebra te so ba 8 no already kra na public debt about 350. Ayentia he. It is any may to me boy and who by a few one, yen the cycle ye ebecoso. Dear yan say, let's have a yen share say line items and critically. A dear ye bit me I have found. And that's 52 billion. No. See it to me at so now say 190 billion a year, say expenses for the year. See it to me at so a displace to be a budget. Emma yentimi nya options ni nyama ehia yen asoban ni ebetimi aye no ye ebetimi di say sika na ye enti eden ni ebetimi aye ama say 52 billion abafom ye restructure your debt on our own eye me de super say me nua Dr. Force na wa ha no he agreed to be a friend of burden sharing or agree say Ghana for in fact ekaya de no enye 2017 start you that sustainability no ye kan ho asem 2016 ye kan ho asem 2015 ene ye da so e kan ho asem edin ye betimi aye e ma say space na ye hia e we budget ma me yetimi aye no e was ye tackle say line items no how do we do it? We are engaging the fund no every time 17 times no mo beba no na ye about physical policy about sika e ba efutu mu de yetu ya e ka edi ne sa nyama. In fact menya akwenya when we were in parliament fund no basa they meet the finance committee enti I put to the fund say na mo every time no yenya ko ahochire mu a you are there to support us that bank cry now fund ye beka say mo no this time no ye tackle structure no of the economy send ye be ya cycle na mamutumi e ko ahochire mu ebi ma no say they are not interested omo de na said to provide short to medium term funding to be able to bridge the gap send ye be ya ye betime akoso as on mine fine fair enough it is a any deal e den ye betime aye ye be controlling and now say ye betime ama say 52 billion ya badan ye hwe on my di omka hihye be na betime aye say afi wey ensi hu e wo say mitua eninie principal a wo say mitua eninie e den na betime aye ho en de ye ntena se ne ye hwese ne a ebe ya me a me bo busia no wa so a wo bo me busia no e den ne betime aye se ne ebe ya sa burden sharing no e betime akoso na oman Ghana etime akoso se ne wo say ekoso hihye finance minister ediba budget mu na senior I can skampe de no crapa ska de mpe de do say you mean in
the budget no KCL at force and doctor say just one line and the minister ni reading
and yes
the breakdown the details of parliament is not aware
because na details no be ba no omo da so say engagement that one me no when engagement how do I present the details? The engagement has to go on before you bet me the details. No, I bet me I done Ghana for and I say I done parliament. I don't mean because me no any engagement. No, me a one me bob busia wo ho no. Me no want na ho enka say kaya me do yi. This is how I want to restructure it. And to say we have not come to an agreement. How do I go to parliament and me can say details of that restructure na me in India? It is not possible. Engagement no start. Ya ko hotel be Emma. Papa the person in charge of the debt Ministry of Finance. Oh, he can't say be. For him, no, he thought that he was engaged. I think it was bank CEOs. And he opened up to them. How we could go forward. As he cited again, the Jamaican experience, the Mozambican, the Greece experience, what they did, and what we intended to do. He cited those as an example. And then, and everyone said na voice on a number bia. Okaya, this debt exchange program was supposed to have been launched on a Monday. But a some misinformation and the what system no money. On a Sunday, the minister had to make a statement.
Yeah.
Because ni empese at the betchen no na obia sabi owo excess funds kakra or the akoto fixed deposit bi e bank bi and now say treasure bills e baby bi no a some misinformation nti na obi around of the banks. It's the minister had to quickly make a statement on a Sunday to avert a run on the banks in the following day. And I was relaxed because Biana more T-bills were baby. Ghana for to draw now so cry no binya excess cry. So the first option here either fixed deposit and tables. And the crab max or crowd corner can me T-bills are. On the crab catch also me mark you or fixed deposit a product and no good share now share na returns ne kakra o risk no cry our rebbe fee. But investment be also obey either bonds T-bills, shares, whatever no. Your investment for will be on friend or risk return. Yeah. We share risks now, auto, and then return now. Now they are boom. If it fits your appetite, you go in for it. And your school Canadian can't say government bills, papers, and they're risk free.
Yeah.
But we have seen repeatedly. Like we keep citing in Jamaica, we keep citing in Greece, Mozambique and Argentina. These are all examples that say this government instruments, you know. there is a certain level of risk. Me intana ho and rationalize it. Say ene baby and pempen so e be ye ni so ade ho anase what we thought will happen. No, we didn't expect to be here. But it is important to say pempen so a yebedu no ye de burden sharing no ebebem na as a nation no ye behwe ye physical policy no ni etimi aye hu bibi se ne be ya ye betimi a plan ye chi
burden sharing no according to the NDC, at least the Dr. Atofos and Akano, and say they think say the platform to have such conversation no about an initiative, and that they want a forum where everybody is there, all representatives from every sphere of Ghanaian life. Obiati Obi said your mom here with Saint Chino. Then we all say on mining pempes babiduni the challenge you face any when they are buying a proposal to solve it. Money what do you also think? Here we are. There is a common country solution ya the ama buys are by J neko implement it. I say mo egos ne pride o se de nti ama muntimi nyɛ saa de no
obi se kan ego de pride nkwan ke yembe yem pempenso ai wenke yem masem pempenso so ho me start eka ebra ye start ni engagement ne government plan na ministry no ewo ye de BS detection program. The nyama be esisi send it at the time I was esisi even time grand was here launching grand by him to avert a run. Now who yet say nyama ya there's always a risk. There's always a risk say so obi et baby no one tiasie ya obetimi take a decision bia de wo ye ni nyina no ebetimi atwe amanasai na nti ni nyina no na eye bibia ye ko engagement no da so e ko so de ntia and I think for the third time postpone the deadline and then say at every point in time who said there is a gap between their abide and answer ministry no epesa amount for etiase ni etimi move in tandem just say ministry no any amount for one man ebetimi enya adwen kro etimi edi akọ any dia ye wo in reality a sense a gap into every time now abide try say my space and to 31st no it's still a lot of time and you say individual bondholders forum individual bondholders groups na bebre ni nyina na obi anche na adwen because enye sabi enye bakofo na adwen ya wonitim obi anche na adwen hwe you start exchange program initial plan na ban e de beto ho no every time no we are moving change because sana ban ebe announce no na our plan your plan say individuals bondholders no esa omo vulnerability ninti omundim Dr. Atufo say ke bibi say obi wo ho a investment savvy or investment ase onu abetimi akọ CSD no akase meto aban bond onye true bia onu no we recognize say they will be within the vulnerable stage because onu information or one investment bank be more information no but he took the decision based on information at his disposal at the time bia no nye expert but akwenya ho so onu akasa beko CSD no register ni din no nya ni number no dey aton bond and no nti no ye recognize say or your vulnerable member enti onu no ye yi ne fim ye target pension funds and yes ye target omo nko and hihye eda ho and hihye no say minister engage MPRA ye pensions regulatory authority Bank of Ghana ye banks no NIC insurance companies no there's another one Security Exchanges Commission social investment bank there was thorough engagement of these bodies to ensure say adia no ma ahochire embassy ne be ya bia na pension fund bi sounds say can say 2023 will not pay interest no bia na liquidity no abe problem say liquidity abe problem dia aban kasa edi sika 15 billion to send a bear liquidity and be asem. Maybe I'm to force here can say liquidity no could lead to insolvency. Possible. But no company and also no entity can be liquid and insolvent. You cannot be liquid and insolvent, but you can be solvent and illiquid and because illiquid. you had invested in assets that you cannot immediately liquidate. This is the Emma Jumakuobi to say Bank of Ghana. Omo relax omo regulatory conditions of the banks cry. Omo ratios of capital ratios in Senyama to be able to accommodate say restructuring that exchange program over time. And we yen the two, but yet responses of the pension funds no. Sanka abai anye hu bibia. Anka 27th, Nanka my 27th December. Anka where the whole country was going to be shut down because labor unrest, ubeti UTAG, ubeti Ghana Medical Association, they were engaged. And my final decision was taken to avert whatever they are threatened to happen on 27th December. And we took a decision, say, okay, then we are going to exempt pension funds. But at the end, a burden sharing, somebody has to be able to sit at the table, recognize that this is where we are. And for us to move as a nation, may a contribution, and I say what I want to give up any to support the restructuring of the economy. Send a bit to me, akoso. And no, the things change, decisions change. It became important to say, you share the level of pensions now. You was a BBS and them, and yes, the whole program will be a failure. Making so we keep saying, say, look, the fund negotiations is happening. Those are some of these things will have to happen to trigger the final decision. So, engage external debt holders. Fine. What have you done yourself in your domestic market? And then what was skin in the game? Sana wo ba me ho say me am a British name makoto o bond on the euro market and to say o person me restructure enti na wo so wo no Ghana ni on so ato bond then why so we need to put this thing together enti yako I say on our own this is what we have been able to do so you to meet us halfway that's the reality of it. The
question has been say what is the root cause what got us here ama e was say you take these drastic. Remember, on the issue about gold for oil, Mibusa, Dr. Case Latofos Moka said, Enkunkusi Aga and Fashema. Ma quickly, minute Deputy Energy Minister Nihun Komote, Namen Sign Emra, the Honorable Andrew, Ejapa Mesa, Honorable Akwabe Ekosiisen Suni.
Yo, Munyabe.
Now, poem to then.
Adomara.
Official Panso.
I think about you know.
Good.
Zina. Masati. More regular. Monday evening as a possession.
Very necessary. Yes. Now, good. On the gold for oil arrangement, no. When is the first consignment hitting our shores? Or Badaben?
Yo, Obi. Minchia anything na mama obia fishia pa bi Fuseini Issah na kasa why na yini bisaze ozamen ma amuta ya hwehwe no Ghana na siya zo ne fandani na no wetumu abo in the coming days and I'm yet to confirm the details meaning there some formal communication baba na so ba details be our them transaction no be ano bobondew magana fin na we the border na ay mo wa de yini anom NDC for shebia banbeye bia no pede ozi our or the relief or the bagana for bia no or better can be na wa rubbish and the abre any Munia at the force in common on the debt exchange issues no meaning the Fuseini honorable or deal with the issues appropriately now comment to make it based on assumes be with respect to gold for oil not on KCBDR 10-15% of yen national consumption on obey then we impact the price obviously onim no corner but so can on 7 political interest MC ma obakanani but mama sure na it's if na de no corner me de na make no hye no but to oban na no they will may nice but what I can tell you is that the whole program no is to complement Juma yen the normal private sector oil bulk oil importers and exporters would be send the back here President Kufona Berdo and to oye jumano untumo meet the national demand in and at a point no a decision was taken there yema private sectors won't import finished products from bra na them products now private sector will import no about complement what TOR is doing over the years no TOR ain't problems or you go da ye pekona ebisi no wa start wa ejuma and see for the longest private sector for now will import petroleum products or the Ghana. Of course, because of the Russian-Ukraine war, supply chain disruptions are also. Zaban started the route on the corner able to mean one security of supply. Now, young cocoa situation, there being a shortages in the young pumps, and up till now, as young there. Apart from price movements, I experience yenya shortages biya yeko filling station I be queue near to petrol. And the nonsense on do na okopu there say yetumi enya arrangement be obotum wabo yen mayen demand for dollar, especially with the public sector players or sector or boss na go energy. Otum wonya some commodity able to use then export commodities be na yeza ma oboboa ma premiums one na exchange rate two to me a control price no to some level, and that's exactly what the program is. I'm constraining myself to provide you with much more details than the share ministry now vice president office now all the stakeholders were there first consignment we bodri formal communication baba then after that no you two is won't come out but on there are only 10-15% now the program no or the program is being run by Post and Guel will provide about 50% of the national demand for petroleum products. Now the other 50% no, they expect the Indian private sector for will provide. Indeed, programming now no Seaboard where the umbrella body will represent private sector players in the petroleum sector no, we're part of it. And so Matt they been shaded in secrecy no. It's a very open, transparent process, except that confidentiality be or in agreements be any players be anyone assign at the appropriate time. No, if you make the disclosures, then everybody is clear where we are. But we are very clear in our minds that this is a program that Obutunwa Boa ma say bust na Go Energy na PMMC. Program here around Nubia play the role here. Them forward pricing of forex at least 50% of it will become a thing of the past. Because it's a competitive environment, about impact on the pricing of other players in the sector, and the consumers will be the ultimate beneficiaries.
Because I think his point Abana Kade through this arrangement no fuel bobeba fum, and he was like if onye yen consumption yinara na all but through this arrangement how would that reduction be possible? I think that was the issue he raised.
Obi nje enyim there marketing of products be a demand forces no determine price. And if, for example, say every month Biano we hear some $100 million to import. Okay. Now say because of this program, no, you need only 50 million to import because the other 50 is being done in CDR. That in itself has a direct impact on the pricing of forex in the market because demand, you know, would have been reduced significantly from if the program was not in place.
Yes.
I mean, now in there, petroleum products, the pricing or a function of the global prices of the commodity itself and the exchange rate. And see, if clearly there is an impact on the forex availability, there will be a call because some market players are no longer demanding the dollar. Then the expectation, the dollar would not be selling at the high rates that then would translate to cheaper petroleum products for the consumers. It's a simple economics.
Yes, but there, even for the private players, no, what the dollar if the Bank of Ghana and what the Bank of Ghana makes dollars available to them. Now what are crap products in the bar. Apart from the product itself, no, the companies are what the product nebanon so I want so one there was a traffic guru and all those companies
oil traders,
absolutely. In the traders no so one component in the price build up now, no. So no remains constant, no?
Not necessarily. Say, for example, Eco Goil. Now, and I'm not for goil or bottom products, no. A bubia unko to one way import more.
Sure.
Right? They will sell it at the rate that will enable them recover sufficient on the full cost recovery and a policy you implement. There is not going to be any government subsidies in the petroleum pricing space. But I'm saying that if say ordinarily Obia Bank of Ghana for dollar, Bank of Ghana when you dollar now for petroleum importers. And if the can wear 10 work, then the only 5 work, the 5 can get their dollar from Bank of Ghana and will not have to go to the open market to go and source additional dollar at higher prices or the quickly import products. And see, that is one aspect of it. Secondly, if 50% of the commodity on the market, no premiums are or lower, then the BDCs are likely to negotiate with their IoTs. They look, premiums or may competitive or market. And so that then also, because our margins and comfort water to one products.
Sure.
That also then forces the premiums to come down. And the actually a combination of all the factors are both to impact now. By all accounts, is a good policy. In any event, bear in mind that ordinarily, natural resources are exported. Say remittances in Ghana, then Bank of Ghana has sufficient enough dollar to fund the balance of payments. But I mean, I'm not saying that's in Dubai. Some countries are we import gold from Ghana. Also, this year you imported gold $5 billion, $10 billion. But Bank of Ghana won't prove it way low. And see how then do you ensure that remittances no come in to Ghana? And see in 2018, a band started program B all to gold, government gold purchases program. Bank of Ghana was started here. Down here, Union and see that they've bought in excess of 23,000 ounces from the 8 kilograms that they used to have in the past as of 2018 when the program started. And see, if you start a program that then allows you to buy gold in country at Bloomberg quoted forex prices, but in CDR, you are likely to get more of the commodity within your control that can help you fund your import bill than allowing the status quo to remain. And see, by all accounts, maybe should be except any anoma and one with this will name the Conbiado about to and here with the Gugana for an Nadium Wada down more to Habamo and see so you on your engine too. And see that's what it is.
Into for the ordinary Ghanaian award gold for oil. Yenyim there through bust. Being a state entity.
Absolutely.
Into no, then because you're there for BDs is no quarter product now.
Obi.
When your dollars now what that. I am the what the gold in the other come on and out to them.
Don't worry. In due course, the full details will be made known by the appropriate officials. But falsehood and other misinformation are munia atofos or pedally and who producer from a yes, I will be happy to throw light on that aspect. But rest assured, as we have always done, we keep an open, transparent, door with you, and we'll engage you when the official communication comes, so that we can have a much deeper studio meeting. No problems at all.
Very well. Honorable Inti Yedibisi Yadase Penyumburi Yadase Lawyer Andrew Ejapamesa, Deputy Energy Minister of the Republic, MP for the 2nd constituency. Obi, the NDC is not serious. They jump on serious national issues and trivialize them. They are trumpeting all over and around due to the IMF finalization process. Simplicity. Remember the e-levy jokes in the face of national financial stress? Obi, most of these BDCs are phantom industry players and middlemen, so their numbers should be cut down in the national interest, like the demand for reshuffle and a minimized executive. Why? Obatampa, Frances, Irabna, Esiam, and on the way, Abba. Hi, Obi. Good evening. First and foremost, how did we get here? If we refuse to find a problem, how can we solve that problem? We are where we are because of the arrogance of some people in government. What stops them at the first place to consult the individual bondholders before going on with their decision? We were told that the individual bondholders were not going to be affected, and all of a sudden, they made a U-turn to include them. Let's pity our old women and old men because they've suffered enough. The problem I have with this government is they don't listen to advice from experts. They always feel they know it all. Obi, please find out for me, why are we still paying the COVID levy? Alhaji Hamza is in Pig Farm, Edia Bani. Obi, I've not heard all of those criticizing ever. Give the reasons why we have not gone to the IMF 17 times. Okay, give reasons why we've not gone to the IMF 17 times since 1966. This spans a period with different government. Will this be the final time? We need an answer. Edwin Ewatakrade Ediwei and Abba Edwin, thank you. And this one says, the government of Ukraine is using the billions of US taxpayers' funds to pay government salaries, meet pension obligations, maintain hospitals and schools, and protect critical infrastructure, according to the US State Department. And he adds a link that's voanews.com. Or see US sending billions, in quote, to fund Ukraine government operations. That's the link to the story. Big Boss Canton Ede Akaho Abrain. Thank you so much, Big Boss Canton, for this. We say, I have a problem which may not be part of your topics today, but I feel it's important to talk about. Can you believe that from Kaneshi First Light to the roundabout leading to Cycle is a 4-lane, but anytime I use that route, some reckless commercial bus drivers are bold to put their own barricades to apportion 2 lanes for parking and loading passengers by leaving remaining 2 lanes for other users, thereby causing serious traffic there, morning, afternoon, and evenings. At times, you spend 40 minutes within that short distance, which should have taken you just 3 minutes to drive away. The sad aspect is that usually you will see police in uniform standing there and rather stopping those using the remaining 2 lanes and harassing them. I think this is not right in any way. Greetings to senior Goodfellow Day Offer, Head of Communications at the NLA, Barrister Danny. I promise you, we'll come back to this on community concern. Honorable, I think the question and Mibusai before saying Ejapame said in Komo was, why are we here? I didn't know I could do level cry. I was a buying. It is a drastic measures.
Obi Ebrana Dr. Atofos Ewahan. Me jiri se ubo emrebi aye our Parliament 2018.
Yes.
Fiscal responsibility. Eno nyina no bibi a friend deficit senya be start ya making me the 2023 budget na na yen fato ho.
Sure.
But that has been a structure near running. And every year no we hon say your deficit. Deficit no so na what say sika no if you baby. And pen bebre no deficit is funded by external funding sources. Typically loans. Be domestic and external. A few way budgets show of the 61 billion deficit, how we are going to fund it, how much are we going to get domestically and any externally. It is built up over time. And no my interest payments and akosro. So say a buy we share number of public sector workers. We share 2023 budget ye ceilings na aban ST say upper limit yenje nipa e wo aban adwumam more than upper limit no 804,000 wages and salaries nkwa 37 billion. Senya me I think say senya me na was ye ma yetimi ema ye ni ekoho. But the question I may be say this is a typical example of expenditure in our budget. But the real question is, are we getting value for money? Are we getting value for money? And if we are not getting value for money, it means to say we are spending in sectors wasteful. Wasteful because me change my obia oye juma e ministry obia o say or the contribution be ba ebe kan ye GDP ho e ma GDP no be grow, but if that link is not there, it means it's have been wasteful. These are some of the things we have been. Are we getting value for money for all our expenses? A question I was say bisa. A question I was say, yen as o man or yetime enya forum near tenase, near Hesenia, a betting into senya maybe a deficit funding and side. And no and I must say build up about over time, ya be doing pen so. Just say yetime break cycle na me refer to no. And a cycle is not unique to NPP and another Ranko Kufuado. It's also unique to MPP and President Kufuor. And this went through the same cycles to the extent 2015 requirement, 2019 requirement. Almost say external shocks by low commodity prices and nothing required. But we saw it. In all of this, Obi, in all of this, the lights are still on. And it takes quite some doing to be able to do to get this. Can you imagine if it were to be the NDC in power and we having to experience this? Yet every time you can't explain it, senior mayor. I heard Dr. Atoforsen also me and can Ukraine asem, me and can COVID asem, me and can energy sector payments asem. But and then that is where the monies went. Fortunately for us, and the public finances, it's more transparent than ever. Public finance, buying Esika who enshare, more transparent than ever. And the NDC in 2016, all passed the lobby, Public Financial Management Act. And the NPP, we are the first government to have used it. And the reports ever Parliament, you'll be amazed. The openness, the budget processes, maybe so they have all the information, a very transparent process. But Ekosiisen, you break his cycle, Ekosiisen will be spending just like we are getting. And now, two cases, it's either say you cut your expenses and improve your revenues. Time and again, you can say, what do you gain as Ghana? What do you want to our neighboring countries now? It's a care about buying food from relative to their GDP, about the lowest in the sub-region. They are about 12 to 15%. Meanwhile, other countries are doing above 20%. Two things in the fiscal and in the fiscal policy and as a budget. Either say we revenues through. And as our expenses to cut your deficit. Meanwhile, so maybe as a buying, security spending. Under this government, given the situation at what's sub-region, security spending is 2 or 3 times more than before this government came into power. You know what's happening in the Sahelian region. The AC Nigeria, the AC Burkina and England, and what's the buy a home buy. And security spending is cost. And so we have had to contend with more complex issues at this time. And so it worsened our situation. We admit, say, in 2017, we did not foresee, say, COVID beba me beba hokasa. We did not foresee, say, beba my banking sector, no kwa, ebe kosi 25 billion. And that's the reality of it. we could not have afforded see a best social high. Sanka NDC in 2015, yes asset quality test in the banking sector no, and omutu anamo to say senior and year to your debt anama anka sa 25 billion no. Sa kwane da kwetima, sa kwane da ni boy town no, sa 25 billion no. Yet media fixes sa kwane, ema also enyo mo afa. So it's until say ye as a mine or mine no, ye bet nasi. Near cancer says cycle ye break cycle. It will be very difficult. It will be very difficult.
Wow.
It will be very difficult.
For the challenge we have now, no, you would not support the point Dr. Forsen makes. Yenko yenye senchi like forum. And not the office and said here.
Me can say who here. The human say engagement on the because say yes senchi like type of
no, apart from the engagement, also buying any individual bondholders. They are talking about a forum on the general Ghanaian economy and where we are. You bring all stakeholders around the table. Say, baby, you do ni. That is something they are.
Yeah, Ben, 2015.
2014, 2015.
2014, 2015. Yes. And they came out with the homegrown policies.
Sure.
Yes, so we went to the IMF with the homegrown policies.
Yes.
Change men at the buy. Change men power. It's not the fact to say every time no a national engagement should be in the form and structure. I've heard repeatedly NDC for air call because they did Saint-Chi. So and that's at the Braka Forum. I'm not too sure where they want us to do this thing. But they hear part and say engagement no ebekoso. I'm not for any we didn't engage the individual bondholders. They started a process. They were exempt one day. So probably in the initial plan of crown, and they were because if you had T-bills and you can say why invest in T-bills, you are not involved in this debt exchange program, and the engagements are open. What is a so the institutions and I'm a boss MPRA, Bank of Ghana, Security Exchange Commission, they were engaged to ensure needed stability in the macroeconomic situation. We will be able to maintain it in the face of this debt exchange program. It is not a case of say and yes and it is not the case. The engagement with the right people or more stakeholders it is ongoing. Every time so you my home Ebiano say you move from 16 to 31st. It's still enough time. Senior Hossein I am sure say the forum will be created or mama throw petition. Ebiako parliament. They will be engaged. Why not? They are Ghanaians and they have their investors. We have to engage them. And the engagement is going on. It's not just with the domestic, even the external engagements. It has commenced. Well, but it is not a case because Yenko Saint-Chi and Frey to force him and on betina and it's nice news of the kind of the brofo kama na ain't that's engagement. No, it is not the case. But
what they say, if it doesn't happen and the minority leader announce it, say Omoa take initiative to do it for government. The minority will go around the country, engage every stakeholder. My report the Abra by say Monye. This is what the Ghanaian people says implement.
I just heard of it. I think say a unnecessary politicization of what is happening. Let's put Ghana first, and then we'll start a program. I heard of my hand. Let's put Ghana first, and so I be do any. How do we move from here? That's so now you go deeper. Let's put the politics aside. Let's try for once to put Ghana ahead. Let's think about this debt sustainability tonight. Senya and if we succeed a bit me the abre on my mono because hey. They come Malata market. Who come Malata market now could be sat, but the MBSA say party card and also party card the abonnable actual or man a pie in United movie. This is unnecessary politicization. So what forum are they going to do? For who to implement? Or more more engagement. Now yes, engagement in the and the come more implement. I think it's unnecessary politicization of this whole economic situation. They should allow government to go and do what is relevant, what is important for the betterment of this economy.
Ekosiisen Issah FM. Emre kakra akano. One of the things I may say yebebie phone lines no afa calls kakra na area honorable wrap up amayen na ya sorry nti number our friend here 0548 955 947 0548 955 947 and 0302 216546 and ye din komo bebre honorable Casey Lato Forsen aba honorable Issah Fuseini ewaha yene ya nsakon edi enkomo enti a lot of issues and of course we jumedi so and let's hear your thought and ye womre kakra enti will do you the honest 0302 216546 and 0548 955 947 bakai say your friend is saying Chan tournament air cost on the live commentary at 7 p.m. The Prof Wallace and the sports team will take over. You wrap up at 6:30 prepare pa or mono ebe take you over. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Obi.
Me ba cho hwan here?
Well, 1K in Katapi da command.
1K me into you.
Yeah. I'm not official person.
I think come to
I feel they going to party by then the then I last almost 7 and we need to
Mate me
that. Now I'm start to name how and so and that's I will can't get text program I make a cry.
Oh how the end about ochna. Why?
Me how and say Oba Penisea Dakuma me would now Dakuma
hello 1K.
Mr. Obi.
Oh how the no ochna na ye community concern nti nyambo ochna no wafre why me ba
Martin carry the nyamba the man fan to answer na me can just speak with them
good
me sure by na say omo engage kata because you na ye work with you just you person support na economy no it will cost but when you be na some engage you na ya to me pana dey fire ho no ye nti ase ya e kana high oh le party na mediate ye ka na party ba dem yes one tie ka kana amu vi fa eno ani me na ba ka meka
very well mama na say papa na memfa nipa foforo good evening yes me ba cho hwan ni
Obi ofaya
o mama ntio
Obi afi shafa
afi enkometo yen
na mema kwetiefo ina so afi shafa Obi and kwasem say Ghana aloho ekwaya nanado ni MPP titulu kan uforiata Ghana for nam so no embo yirompi mpanisi wanye bi amawase a sebe enjai ensan enmono kro no Ghana nanado edi abetumi Ghana phone can be shape sebe ya mu ya pe hu asra ye hu ya so o sa ko fa bi abetu ye so a hu be bi efi ya betre no ebre we nye bra epese nanado tumi ye BBC sampa o twa 4 years nda wo kwa 2 years ya ke na nka ongugu ni omem kakra maye na ni pa hu nto kakra na yesa obayiri yesa uba ye from 2017 wajiri yesa sheni pa ubegu bank nko 40 car ashe she free your friend say obi utiere
mitio
obi free your fan say empu ta your friend say the mail good free that time no any party sha konfo awu any pa abodam aden dem boni na Ghana for ai ye besre se sabre die e se ye ina ye sorry prekupe ye kire na nado se Ghana nya ne dia eyeye eme ye Ghana ye sika sam die eni se ototo na se ase ya ye kom dodo ye kasa wo Ghana pa mimi se ye Ghana for se sabe o ya dia kire ye o sisi ya ye be kire se no ye ma won sisi ye no and the Ghana kwa mananado afayefo and osisi anyhow
okay mama na say na yemfa nipa from me da papa but what announce for 0548 955 947 too bad we and to me and so friend ntio good evening
Good evening.
Me ba chon wani.
Mr. Mohammed Abasokai.
Mohammed me ntio.
Me da say. Enya akonya yo o ma mi. Bacho enti ade e ko so ko yempeni kono omo hu ana. Book common exercise book. Yet on 1 CD those time. And no ukuto 5 CD. Master Obi. Ya grow swear tell me so. You go to book ama enkola. Omo be go school. You be school. Why your budget? Maybe at least 300, 250 Ghana cedis. What me enya enkola no books on BBR. Me care about Nezio. Obi. Mobile.
Mate. Medase. Ma yemfa nipa foforo Ekosiisen so ne high Asempa FM. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Obi.
Me pa chon hwan ni?
Pacho Kojo ni am Saman.
Kojo me ntio.
Okay, Pacho am say one man dey kasa fi UK in Sako
Sure. Ya won Sako. Yeah.
The way of start say all condemn na nado say the hunu person be say UK no oteno or what percent is here. UK inflation at percent is here no all compare hade no. Ade no mba bo Ghana. Ombra better Ghana no mbo. What is UK or economy you nurses anka some strike ho. The cost for UK omo ya line omo to fuel no ohu ana no ohu eno e Ghana na nado no kwaye wo UK ho na na do no kwaye wo UK you see aya omo tra no omo kasasa I'm sorry aya na obi wait pinning go for kakra before they will talk baby o no what sense is as I speak now UK what saying wakasa wa program from we that's all but sane no you own for UK
na say ona wo Ghana ha no the UK TCC ade fa wo ho ben enya wo de wo Ghana na wo sa wo dwen ho
obi Mr. adna global crisis global one and only you can US omoka you pay Russia Ukraine war COVID omoka na na Ghana kwa go pedia na asamaba secondly obi san frost remonacha journalist na pacho o send message oh me wa bon chepa o Ukraine omutumi tua pensioners onim aid that Ukraine enya the whole world will be enya bidder from US. It again on person mu young to me here. Is it journalists now you to send a message? I'm sorry. You will be a town that we are even far better than them.
I know when you are
no, because message was sent you said
Nyabutre only Nyadrian now waka far better than them. This
as a top journalist and Onimana
Nyabutre. I know when Nyabutre. Why? Medase, Mammy, shall I fed about Freddy Maru 0548 955 947. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Your friend Kweku who listen, aka Emotional Intelligence.
Meet you.
Very good. Obi, so when you say this how do you call it? This 1992 Constitution dispensation. Since I'm in PNDC and someone 27 years of Bemana.
Sure.
And MPPs are going to somebody 16 and you said the distraction level, you draw pie chart. That's a Ghana NDA. It's as if where we have to apportion the blame in this bill.
And so what portion ma they already 27, they already 18,
I like that. But pie chart also baby percentage is because of Ghana. This IMF thing I say across 17 times. They be a copa
into point near then.
Oh, be only Mokum Potoy.
Okum Wine.
Okum Potoy.
Yes, seminar.
If any don't touch me,
oh, don't touch me. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Only time I started big kako kromba pa. Kako.
Na sisi apa questions be rebel obusami. Ozo me mfanya den.
Maybe I make sure now the way. It's as if those who claim they can solve our problems are the very problem of this country. Because if we really have solutions to our problems, I don't think it should come from the NDC. Maybe you don't do. Because wherever we find ourselves now, they were there. And they couldn't solve our problems. They couldn't solve our problems at all. Whatever they say about this country, they have been there before. We have seen them. You want to say inflation, 153% of Ghana had inflation. under the so-called ministers. Do you remember PAMSCAT? Structure Adjustment Program 1 and 2, whatever. And today they say we are structuring whatever. So they don't know about whatever we want to do, and they can solve our problems. You think they can solve our problems? If COVID has confronted NDC, do you think we would have been where we are by now? They said they went to IMF because of what? Foreign whatever. With COVID and whatever we have gone through, teachers now complain about when they were taking the salaries and they were sitting home, they were not complaining that the salaries it's not due us because we are not working for it. But today they claim that they are working, they need to be paid. We hear all those things on your program. We listen to you every day. We beg your time, subject some people to street proof. Why?
Medase papa. Ekosiisen na haya Asempa FM. Good evening.
Good evening, Obi. Na pombi ze.
Adom me pato wani.
I from me Kwaku ba ko me kasa feel asibi.
Kwaku ba ko.
Yes sir.
Mami ntiwe.
Medase minia. Share ye problem in this country. MPP ni na ban. Ghana, we are in danger. And yet, abai winning in crop one we have the men. You compare Ghana ha, and I got part the workroom ha. You can't go for my bon woman, young woman, I'm copying the Briba, MPP for. It's a woman of Mukusian away. Senior manager economy. I'm now Bobby Tiana, NDC for air bohoya, come say, Munyai. What baby an idea could do. When you ban almost your head cut, you be something your head cut, I almost say upper cut. They see an asamba back to head cut. I can tell you, say, me chair to 14, me chair interviews a whole away. Me chair honorable former member of parliament, Minister Fuseini Issah, our studio hall. Among kind of crunch layer, so almost free among cut treasure before so. All the time, Moody and whom ever took Rumba. One of my head quablas and tell your program, I can see the whole 1-on-1. Or can't say idea more and move ye. Na at the other co baby. Obi and Crawford Chrome almost small. Yes, it's Chrome her 94. And a man good, a month for woof up and woo. A big could I'm saying one solidium. I don't think what that way is by you. Your good banks are good work because of your 12 point something billion Ghana cedis. Your Bob is 25 billion to be good bank, you know. Near a grow for a ma animal bomb pie and this time and no more way. Economy is pants and some pie and engineer from her.
Okay.
Please.
Ma mena.
I'm for bro. It's the Omoy and Aban will be over ya onion ye. Because by your mind can on M1 we are youth, we are babu krumha. Be very careful.
Medase, my emphatic for
not to near my ye.
Very well.
Because I do mind for your ninja.
Very well, very well. Medase pa Ekosiisen na haya Asempa FM 0548 955 947. Good evening. Oh, when to me and Yinaso. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Obi.
Me bato hoini adumia hoini.
Nana dum me kasa free legon.
Nana dum yentiewe.
Yo Obi yedamase ene dwumadi ene ne ekoso nyina sebe oman Ghana ehu do nti na ye nyina yi na yehwe ne ye ni ye bebo aye nyina ya nye ni ye nso a ebebo aye nyina sese wahu ya papa bi be kasa media mi ntimi hu am say friend no honorable ato port no too.
Yes
so utie ni kasa o kan ye ni nyina company nyina na te se Ghana say kura enso se ni pe ya sampe Ghana so adi o ade ase kura ye san hwehwe so adi o na wo hwe Ghana football teams asa na omo yo o team ne de kasa enti no but wo mo san prepare ni na di nti ade ase no ye hwehwe adi ana na ye ka kire omo ho nso se omo tutu niam yie na fe na mehu se wini Obi afe na mehu ni enti ana omo se finance minister onko no menku anka mo nko yeso onko na nko omo ntu sa euro bond ne ma omo sika na egu ono omo park Ghana sika ni nyina na egu ono nti omo dia na omo san dia $1 na san kwosoro mo ntu ama omo ansa mo ntu ama omo yenye ye hand to mouth no so yeso ye betidibi ekomo di ye na fe sika ne mra obi a ho nkakra 2 cedi hwese economy na change ana omo di asan dia kwototo another bill you shouldn't give it to them. Thank you.
Medase Charlie Hello, good evening.
Fantastic good evening, I'm coming over.
Me pacho hoini.
Pacho Master Planner Junior ni Kentampo.
Master Planner me into you.
Obi, I'm in Chelsea, I'm in Bo about all the production. I think the best production team in town. And we see Mama Inyan Sempa, information, Papa, credible, Emma Ghana, and Puntu say, Okonen. Obi, and this I will say Ghana economy. If you think another do say, so man review. Young Kaiser Dumuka said Ghanaians we have short memory. Man must ask them better and Obi. Share former President John Dramani Mahama and Honorable to force our better say. Omoji Ghana economy. Yeah, an economic growth and number 12% in 2012. Obi. Yeah, the man shall say, hey, baby mano, yeah, Baba so do so and this manifesto muchina. Obi, the mom, or born troca. Aban will budget 2017 Ghana economy from 12% or basa and man see 3.6% in now. His excellency and another don't for the enemy vice Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Mine from 3.6% and my Ghana economy is 7%. Obi, Satam, no man we are seeing now. What's the fastest growing economy? No Ghana. Let's no. IMF Omutu Ghana say Ghana is what? A rocket economy to sell in that COVID in Russia, Ukraine, buy a car, Muslim car, former President John Dramani Mahama, no car, say COVID affecting African countries, affecting one. Now, so back Ghana, no car, Muslim baby and Tessa, and affecting all the share, you talk about a whoopra. No recover, no one do a gradual COVID, no abandon another no brother. Russia, Ukraine, Abana, no brother, and no one's now the negative effect in the coup. And Kakaka, into a bank, I will join the mouth, but see what the debt exchange program about. So the bit now recover economic shocks now are common, a bit now, but Obi, bondholders, and let's say interest, Yao, Abana, in 2024, only 5% interest, 2025. 2025 and 2026, only 10% interest. And then you be a brother. Share your best trade down of all. When share MPP and NDC, will be about Benupe, will be our opposition pay. Obi, NDC your opposition. Alternatives then on moment. But MPP in opposition, because you say Monto about money because my own friend Kola move JTS, I want to mean co effort into the field senior school about when we say Ghana now. 275 constituencies, you know, your ambulance 55 into Monto Abanama, one constituency, one ambulance. This is alternative in opposition, but NDC in opposition. Former President John Dramani Mahama, no alternative. I say Ghana for our hotel and Timu Gobe. Governor, and the best of us.
May I say, Master Planner Junior or Kentampo, Yeda se papa. Memfa calls bear me, you know, honorable and wrap up my and sorry. Good evening.
Good evening, Obi.
Me patron Wine.
Me patron Emmanuel, Kasafi Bubuashi.
Imao Bubuashi, me and you.
Me chow and never say for you now. Obi.
Yes.
A person be some Kakao. Obi. 2016. Someone now MPP called campaign. Akupado say, Oba. Obey free education, me boy.
Yes.
One district, one factory, me boy.
Yes.
One village, one dam, me boy. Now, what you say, I say, the COVID be ever. Yanka say the COVID ba. Sana Yanka say the Ukraine and Russia and to call the ever. And to say about Bemuna says how in Alba. Now, see me and Nanka near Naso, Nkola go school free. One district, one factory, yeah. And the ambulance here, I couldn't kill me. And they're corner. Now, Oshia, like it, Nasu 2%, I say, I can't quiet. Just say, Asmaba, and one of you could be some. When now you come, not say, boy, economy general, so better not Yadmaba. And I say, what is the alternative? Up to the next election, you say, you promises there, you be sure to say, and now calling go pram. Ya boss is here make us say obi say am boss na momfa agenda 117 no embra na ehun hia ya timamufo no so yes my economy ni enye na so sa nyama no so mu hia e na okọ nungwa oba obetebi okọ ebe so am nyama nyina ekọ so yes mo so mo mboa ekaka na de bia na abanyo abaye kra eda yenda astem ni obi
mami nas yemfa one last call and fancy good evening. Hello
Obi.
Yes, me patcho hwani.
But Obama ni mesom ewusu hom.
Obama mi ntio.
Obi ma member of so energy madia Obama o man Ghana. I mean can MP obo akoko jasanti. Mbodem ba obo ntino o ye account to the people ewusu constituency. Last because of that and this speaking to all to us. Nyabo konjian. I mean here I honor press and am agidi. Senior ke me di honorable ato force ho ya papa. One say ubutana say me say that good for oil no o ka say anya dia ebe adwuma na sebi say oye opposition party na say ope abema ba and same way and the cassette no mo na say people na say onye say obebo o manga na Ghana ko ni nti Ghana ko nso ye ready say what the party na say aban no ebe say mo sadi niya any for be aban 27 good years yan say ade a what the be Ghana ko ye won ye na the PPP NDC government man and then men what maybe I obet me those appointees adiwe and NDC for the buyer Ghana for nya so for I na edwuma what ya I mean men no ka say o she nema ekoso e wo Ghana ha no ma kenya yi ne say o man ma o man pene ko for ajatu but man pene ko for Ghana for say nipa wu a on nipa na mo economy e collapse ya onum kwa ba fa so e de ba and men no ka say economy attack by ya best straight good for say one dey the phone and kasa ayesa wo bo abane so bo edodo ana so bo abane so adensi na nyoma airdrop so na nyoma prices no still with the exam na obi aton senya ope the best straight me before and abane say on pega no na o ma de be embassy system because en ko ba say dollar so I see eba for so eba na still na goods and services the cost the best straight me before ne o mine say ya pese Ghana ya ko eniwa me ane wo ane ma Ghana ko enim say ya pese Ghana enhwe ase so me ne wo na ma Ghana ide ase ase ya pese uta for say won ejere for na de enkasa o hwe police aban we ba o de ku ma me na me ti ti ami di ne ti no agena 111 e koso what ase over Kofor Regional Hospital me no ka say o ko stage hospital ne do a no ma e koso ntiebo aban we abasa na bi ti say aban we na government emuta Ghana for ebe fan to for e ma Ghana for be hu nyoma papa e o entity aban they are kasa entity bank abeg dia for so be e so na for na we entia even for say but it will just communicate directly
me na say na me mfa calls no NC Honorable Issah Fuseini, former MP OKAIWEI North constituency, former member Finance Committee in Ghana's Parliament. Honorable, wrapping up comment ni sorry me pacho
obi de me pese me de ebewie no say adwebro obi anya ho abotre na senia me kan no kosi say cycle ya find yourself in no kosi say you be break no e be den na so Ghana for say aban president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo eda no ya anya no hwe ya anya no keta se emuama so te say senia under NDC no mo ye access quality review na omoma report na da ho ma anya ho I be wi ase no akost 25 billion no ye de ye ntina ho ema ho ensunsuanso ochina bi embe so ye kon mo emia ye kon de wose ye no say drona enyo wose ye num se ne be ya atidi na ayeye no eso ase ebetu no sa na eko ye ka ni nyira no yesi engagement no ekoso enti ne ma ye homre ena akosi 31st no megidi pa se omo ayeye individual bond holders yi omo nyira no e de beko yemu age advice still an you say exercise here cause na voluntary enche bia sec e ma secular say look investment banks ni nyina no mo obi ehun the value of ni portfolio mark to market enti bo hu say wo market value no e wo hu ye ma wo opportunity say market value na ene e wo form no say uji say option yi etum na o ye part of that exchange yi over time no the value of your investment will recover send your buyer you can also enjoy whatever benefit but out the year when you know there is this a vulnerable group yentu omontwene ne nyina no nhihye eda ho na nhihye no eda so ekoso se ne be ya omo ye vulnerable ade ebekam no kura pa no send the last week also mate amanfo account pensioners a omato bonds a ehun si ho na omo de to mu nro ne yate ne nyina no aban no enya no hwe han enya sa aban ente but engagement no ekoso self vulnerable groups no me ogidie pass aban e de nhihye beto se ne be ya senia effect have no yebetimi ayama omo so mind there enya man say ya share bed at this time ochina bia say krokitwa no na akwa cancer kese na akokunye until this is the time I was say you take decisions na ye nom draw enyo say na be ochina ebe amaye.
Very well. Honorable may na say OKAIWEI North for
omoje so me boy Ibrahim Tamba onu kra dey also send no text message.
Oh sir, Ibrahim Tamba.
Me ni
Ibrahim.
O dey have me science obi also send no text message.
Mate Ibrahim Tamba.
Omunya me chiachi omo but OKAIWEI for there adwebro nyame adoma OKAIWEI North ebesan afa ne ntuma pa efrabio.
Okay. We sir, good evening Obi. Please tell Honorable Fuseini he's making my day. Tell him we miss him so much in OKAIWEI North. Ibrahim. Okay, that's the message. Ibrahim OKAIWEI North. Ibrahim, good evening to you. Honorable, do you almost on my film? On my film.
Nyame adoma bibia be fine. Bibia be fine.
That's it. That's it. Nyame shraw.
So me that's
great. Ekosiisen so ne high Asempa 94